entrance. And just in general make this look like an entrance. Wait a minute, are you telling me there's no arch with those rocks? Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to use this one then. So well, let me just kind of build a structure around this. And on the back here, maybe a bit of a round bit. I love how these people just come out and go straight back in to the right. They're like, hell yeah, this is fire. Area. I'm not gonna lie, I do not know how I just did this, but somehow I did. And I'm not complaining. And then as you... a lot more brown, which of course is very easy to see and do with the blue filter over it. 'Cause look, that's not at all what I was going for. That looks bloody stupid. What is that? Yeah, we'll definitely need this higher one. Also need some sort of fence. Maybe something like this could potentially be really cool. I just need a sort of stick, which I think is gonna be a problem. However, ladies and gentlemen, we think in solutions. So how about just using a paddle? And yes, I know people are technically walking through these, but I just don't really care. If you don't pay attention to it, it doesn't really stand out anyway, so it's fine. Ours is just adding a bunch of junk to spots like these. For example, some crates. It's a bit dark here. Hello? That is one thing though. The shadows in this game are super dark, and even, I mean, if you stay there for a while, it gets lighter, but it takes way too long. And also, it still is pretty dark. So I guess the good lighting has upsides and downsides. And actually, do you think on the side here... bloody hell. So that they can like transport stuff from boats down here up to this... Wait, actually, that just gave me an idea. Okay, so this is exactly what I meant, actually, where it just goes a quarter. It's just a bit fast. This is already supposed to be slow. Because look, I thought if we just add one of these, I mean, not at that angle. Look, the idea is really nice. It just goes too fast. There might be color of it. Anyway, to make this look a bit more logical, I have another idea. If this works, I may or may not cry. I'm gonna put one of these in. Okay, so it is almost. Hold on, we can pretty easily fix that by just spinning this around. Here you go. Now they nicely wrap into each other. Okay, but that is... that is really cool. It's not like any soul ever is going to see this, but cool it is. And well, that, I guess, then is the first building. So this building is definitely going to be the most challenging one.
12 seconds later.
And I've already changed my mind. Yeah, no, that's... Ugh. Hold on, I've got a different idea. Let's just put a beef shop here, a chief beef counter too. Just put one of these shop fronts around it. And then around that, we're just going to put a bunch of rocks, because I genuinely do not know how else to fix this. Gotta make sure not to make these overlap too much with the path, but I think it should be fine. They always kind of seem to stay away from the edges anyway. See, now that is incredible stuff. Let's make this a Chief Beef logo. So let's, oh, there's a few different ones even. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, that's actually pretty cool. And hell. Then on the edges, this time I'll use plaster. Oh, what a mess. Every time I almost get used to the whole grid thing, something happens that just pisses me off completely. But I guess slowly, very slowly, but surely, we are getting something. It'd be cool to kind of add a sort of balcony here. Actually, wait a minute. See, oh my god. What is that? Okay, you know what? I don't care that it's gonna glitch. This game, honestly, sometimes... What is going on? Anyway, my idea then was to do something like this. Where underneath this, you can just kind of walk, but then the building crosses over a bit further. If that didn't make sense, subscribe. And I'm also gonna do an extra building segment on this side here, something like this. And also, again, a wooden structure. And I just this in between here, let's add some rocks. This time the slightly more pale ones. Or does that look kind of... Yeah, that looks kind of stupid. No, let's just stick with these. Let me just try adding some plants. And some little plants at the foot to kind of hide the fact that they're actually growing out of rock, which is totally possible. Anyway, a lot nicer. The only thing is, this right here doesn't look great. Maybe let's try a wooden one instead. So it looks a bit more like a gateway. That's something. I love the way that looks. The only thing is we're gonna have to do this along the entire side of this area, which is just great.
2,000 years later.
I swear it's been raining for 5 hours. I was gonna wait till it stops, but it's taking too long. So let me show you what I built. After this and that building, I put this thing here, and honestly, let's not talk about that. Looks hideous. Structure, bunch of trees on the sides. Oh wow, that is a long... What? Yo! What? Why is this queue so long? Bloody hell. Well, I mean, their choice. But anyway, so that is this building. The queue. Yep. Then another thing that started bothering me is this. How about we just get rid of this entire section and simply make this part nice and rounded? Something like this. Because now it's a bit more open here, which is, I think, a really good thing. Why is this queue so insanely long? That is actually crazy work. Why? What? And they just keep coming too. Hey guys, I guess it just must be that epic. I mean, look at this. It does look pretty epic. Anyway,